Hello, everyone. Today I'll be having a guest from the US. His name is Joseph Adegite, and he's going to be taking us through some of his experience and how he scaled through his master's studies and his PhD. He's currently running his PhD program in the US. So, Mr. Joseph, please kindly introduce yourself to us and give us a little biography of yourself, please.
Good afternoon or good day, everyone, whatever time you're seeing this. I'm happy to be here to be sharing some information that could be helpful to you. So I'm Joseph Adegite, Nigerian. My undergraduate was in agricultural engineering from University of Ilorin, 2014. And then when I left that, and when I graduated in 2014, I was fortunate to get a job as a mechanical design engineer in Nigeria from 2014 up until 2017. Then in 2017, and we started looking for opportunities to travel abroad. And I found Estonia. Estonia is a country in Europe, Northern Europe, just by Finland and Latvia. And then I went for a master's in materials and processes of sustainable energy. Then from there, 2017 to 2019, 2019, I moved to the US for a PhD in mechanical engineering, and I've been here till now.
Thank you for that wonderful piece. If I may ask, how was your experience in the University of Ilorin? Was it that stressful?
I miss it almost every time because I don't know if it's because the schools here don't have the same experience or because graduate programs are different from undergraduate programs. But I do miss the undergraduate experience where we have large number of people in the class, where you get to interact with your classmates almost every time. And yeah, you live on campus hostels with different people from different departments. Yeah, I miss those experiences. And yeah, it's a wonderful one. Although, yeah, things could be better. But yeah.
So that's from Mr. Joseph. Please, we would like to know a little bit about your admission process back in Estonia. How easy was it, and what are the basic requirements that's in case for anybody watching this that they will be needing in case they would like to go that route?
Yeah, so I applied in 2017. So the process back in 2017 and when I left Estonia in 2019 has been different. And when I checked recently last year, I was helping a friend. The requirements are now like a lot compared to back then. So back then when we applied, all we needed was your IELTS. So once you have your IELTS and you have a good undergrad degree, you probably would get a good scholarship. But now I think most courses require GRE. I think it's because of the competitiveness of the programs now. So, and if you have GRE, because I know a lot of people are scared to go for GRE. So GRE is a graduate record exam that you need to take and then before you get into graduate school. So it's usually required for almost all programs in the US. But since Estonia is requiring GRE for most programs now, I would say if you get one, if you get your GRE, you should probably focus on other countries that are higher ranked than Estonia when it comes to grad study. But yeah, if you are still interested, Estonia, you can go there, not just basically for graduate study, you can go for a second degree. For example, if you have your a 2-2 or lower in your undergraduate programs, you can apply for another bachelor's degree. I know some friends that are doing bachelor's degree. It's easy to get into the bachelor's program and it's 3 years. And while you are there, you can work unlimited hours as a student. And I believe you can still go over them with your partner also. So admission process is not so difficult. The IELTS is required, yeah, and some programs require some other certification. But basically, if you go to estonia.dreamapply.com or dreamapply.estonia.com, either one, you would get a lot of information. You would see the schools, and then you would see the programs run there. There is a lot of stipends available, some from the government and some from the school program. Don't worry, you would always, the cost of living in Estonia is very low. And once you graduate with your degree also, you get to stay back for as long as you want to.
Thank you for that, Mr. Joseph. Really appreciate. If I may ask, how was the experience? Did you experience any form of racism or any tough time while in Estonia?
Um, for me personally, I have like would I say open mind, or I don't consider a lot of things too serious. Um, Racism is not just about is not doesn't just occur between white and black people. I believe it's a thing that occurs everywhere, even in our different home countries. We behave differently to someone we consider an outsider. Even in religion, we behave differently to someone we consider an outsider. So if someone is being cautious because me, a different person, comes around, I understand their fear. But so far as they don't harm me or do anything to destroy me, I understand their fear. But it's left to us to change the view they have of us when we get the opportunity to relate to them. So I see racism is everywhere, but it's okay. Like I've heard in some places when I was in Estonia, people get on the bus and nobody sits beside them. I've been on the bus and I've seen people sit beside me. I've seen random person just come up to me and ask me for direction or for something. So I think it's with some people, but yeah, it's always there. But I just feel people are dealing with it better now. And but even in places of work, I had the opportunity to work in Estonia in an engineering company in Estonia. Uh, Not necessarily racism, but we are at work, we are supposed to be speaking English, but some people would just probably with friends, they speak their native language, which is totally fine. I don't understand what they are saying, but
We
yeah,
get
so
that.
that part, you feel like an outsider, you feel like alone, and every other person speaking ST, Russian, and then
We get that in January also.
yeah. So, but I don't think I've heard complaints where people feel like they were attacked for being black. Um, But I always like to hear the two sides of the story. So, and then there was a time also in Estonia where a political party was actually up and was saying they should not allow Nigerians to come into Estonia again, that they are taking their jobs.
Wow.
That was just an exaggeration. It was campaigning that they limit the amount of work a Nigerian student can work, and even African. So they were targeting Africans. So there are people like that. But I think one thing about Estonia is once you can provide value to them, they are open to take you in. So we have guys that are working in good places in Estonia just because of the value they know they can provide. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much for that. So you've heard from Mr. Joseph. I still have some couple of questions. I'll quickly run through them, and so we can bring this interview to an halt. I understand you are currently running your PhD degree,
Yeah.
and please, how is it? How is the experience in in the US currently as regards PhD? And I would like to also ask, is what can you advise people that wants to run a PhD program? Is it mandatory, or is it something out of interest? Or let's look at it from your own perspective.
You mean why
Why
PhD
take up
program?
a PhD program?
Oh, me, I've always wanted to be a professor since I was a young boy.
You can
But
hear
now,
you heard that from this platform.
but now that I'm getting closer to being a professor, I actually don't want to be a professor again. So, but I've always wanted to be a professor. I knew, so I was working in Nigeria and I knew something was missing. I knew I needed a graduate study. So that's why I had to quit my job and then go pursue a graduate program. So I've
Okay.
always wanted to be a professor, and to be a professor, you need a
Uh,
PhD. Yeah. So, but now I don't want to be a professor, at least not in the next 10 years. So I want to go to the company and make good money.
basically, what's the experience currently? Is it fun? Or is it tasking?
I don't know. I think I've been fortunate with the kind of advisor I've gotten.
Okay.
He, yeah, it demands us to work, but it doesn't manage, and it doesn't, it leaves you to do what you want to do. And we have a flexible schedule. All you need to do is get your work done, and then by the next, so we have like a weekly meeting where everybody in the group comes together and discuss what you've done in a week. So you do whatever you want to do whenever you want to, and then you come up to the meeting with the PowerPoint presentation about, oh yeah, this is what I've done this week, and this is what I plan to do. Then everybody will discuss, oh yeah, you could improve on this. So it's been fun. It's been challenging. You've had to learn different things that I wasn't familiar with. So like, my background, my undergraduate was in agric engineering. Some people will call us farmers when they hear that name. So agric engineering. I had a little bit of experience in piping design, like oil and gas piping, and then that during my work experience, and then during my masters, I was doing something related to solar cells and more like energy storage and energy generation. And then during my PhD, so I started first with working on tribal electric generators, which are also renewable energy generators, like renewable energy area. And then I moved on to working on photo sensors or photo detectors, photoconductors, where basically you convert, and there are devices that convert sunlight into, or when sunlight strikes them, their resistance changes. And then if it's, so it's basically using a lot of application. And one application we were targeting was, or is, it's called pulse oximeter. It's used to measure the level of oxygen in the blood. So in there, you need a photo detector to detect some things. So let me not bore you with that. So I've been in that.
Thank you for
And
that.
recently, which will probably be more like 60% of my dissertation, I'm working on um, printed electronics. So printed, stretchable, and flexible electronics. So you can see just in this PhD alone, I've worked on triboelectric, photosensors, and now printed electronics. So it's been a lot
Lots.
of different things. And then we still
It's
do some other side projects too. So it's a good learning experience, and it's challenging. And then I had to take classes for my first 2 years. I was taking classes, a lot of new mechanical engineering classes, big courses that I didn't take in undergrad, and I in my master's design too. So yeah, it's been a lot, and yeah, and then you meet new people. Yeah, it's been fun. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I can say it's been fun. Probably because I'm also from an engineering background, so I could I could feel the fun from the narratives. Thank you for that. My last question will be, how easy can someone get a PhD position in the US? And can you just briefly um, run through your application processes and how you got yours?
Oh yeah. So if I would rank countries by countries, I would say it's easy in it. Like getting a PhD with funding in the US is the easiest place like you can get one. So one, because US has lots of schools. So first, US has 50 states. And for example, in one state, Texas alone, they have, I believe they have over 200 schools in
Wow.
Texas. So in
Wow.
Massachusetts, they have over almost 100 schools. That's another state alone. So imagine how many schools they would have in the whole of US. So it's
Wow.
over 1,000. It's over 1,000. So when applying to US schools, all you need is go to the program requirements. And then once you see that, so usually most schools require you to have your GRE. So once you have your GRE and you get a good score from like 310, and I think 310 is a decent score. So once you get that, it's easy. Don't waste time. Try to get the degree and get the GRE during your service year. That would help you from any unnecessary delay. And then when you need, it expires after 5 years, so there's a lot of time. So once you get that, and one thing you should keep in mind is the application period. So for example, if you want to get into a US program by August, September of 2022, this year, you should have applied before like December of last year. So if you are targeting next year, 2023, August, September resumption, application will open by August, and then you should be closing by November, December, January. So that's very important. And then all you need to do is submit application. You don't need to have an advisor before you apply. So one thing I would advise is, you know yourself, you know your profile. Look at your profile. Publication helps, yes, but look at your profile. Is it? Do you think if you are this professor, would you take yourself? If not, improve more on your profile. Work with people, collaborate with people in your school. If you're an undergrad, take your project seriously. Work with your seniors when you're in the junior level. If you're in 300, 400 level, work with people in 500 level on their project, so that if they get to publish anything, they can include your name also. That opens doors for you during your graduate application. Once you have a good profile, even if you don't have a publication, at least demonstrate some understanding and some application. For example, do meaningful projects in your final year. Do meaningful internships in your undergraduate level. If your program doesn't make internship compulsory for you, volunteer during those periods. I know you want money, but volunteer during those periods, gain some experience that might be useful for you. And then when you submit your applications, all you need to do is submit the applications. Professors in the US are the ones that are in charge of giving you funding. So when a professor looks at your profile and sees that, oh yeah, this person has something that is close to my field, they make an offer for you, and that's how you get your funding in the US. And again, after submitting an application, but before submitting an application, make sure in the department you are submitting into, have at least 2 professors whose profile align with your interest, so that you know at least one of them will look at your profile and pick you. So, and then there are different types of funding in the US. There are research assistant funding, which are directly from the professors, and there are teaching assistant funding, which are from the department. So always look at schools that have large undergraduate programs. Those schools with large undergraduate programs in that course that you're interested in, it guarantees that at least they have some level of teaching assistant funding. So that way, at least you know if a professor doesn't have funding, because they would need teaching assistant for the undergraduate students, you always get the funding for teaching assistant programs. So, and they are equally about the same amount of money. It's just that research assistant funding is tied to a research. Teaching assistant is not. So you can get the teaching assistant funding and still decide on, you can choose your supervisor. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate. And there's one more thing you refused to add to this interview, but I want it to be an icing on our cake. The grade you graduated with in Estonia, it was massive.
It's very good, but yeah, once you put together your work, you get
it was
put in the work, you get in the result. Same applies to undergraduate degrees. No lecturer are wicked.
This is humility. Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph, for coming. I really appreciate. Oh, we should call you Dr. Joseph for now.
Hopefully after next year.
Oh, wonderful. Dr. Review, thank you very much for coming. We really appreciate this. And so we stop our interview. Please kindly subscribe and click on the like button. And also please follow up on our new videos that will be bringing to you from time to time. Thank you everybody for watching, and goodbye.
Bye.